Hello, and welcome to the 8th episode of the Kamen Rider Spirit Podcast. I'm Zach.
And I'm Tay.
And I'm Eric.
And I'm a newbie. Hi, my name is Adrian. I guess I should plug my Tumblr right now. I am Joseph Joestar is a GDILF at tumblr.com. I post mainly JoJo's stuff right now, but I am a huge Kamen Rider fan. I've been in this fandom, I've been into the series for about 1.5 years now, I guess. Yeah, at least. And, you were about to say something, Zach?
For the most part, we're having a kind of a big, crowded episode this episode. We decided to have everyone who we have so far, plus Adrian, kind of get in on this episode, just because, I don't know, it seemed like it'd be fun, and chaotic and stupid. So,
Oh lord.
I think this will be pretty fun. Today we're going to be talking about episode 27 of the Kamen Rider Wizard series. We tried doing this episode yesterday, but a few technical problems happened, so hopefully there'll be less mess-ups this time. Basically, what happened in this episode was, after the whole reveal that Misa was Medusa and had a twin sister and everything, they were still all fighting until Haruto said, "Give it up, Medusa, don't go after the gate anymore." And Medusa was like, okay. And then unpowered herself, went up to Mayu and said, "Hey sister, bye sister," and then left. I guess that kind of set a lot of gears going in Mayu's head and kind of made her want to go after Medusa and try and get her sister back from within her, I suppose.
Yeah.
It ended up in
Pardon, dogs.
It's fine. We've had dog problems before. It's just
Yeah, that was...
But it ended up in her trying to go to Medusa and almost getting her spirit broken by Medusa altogether, making a new phantom. It almost worked.
What?
Except for the fact that she was able to fight back the phantom inside her, and
who else was able to fight back the phantom inside them? I don't know.
Haruto, maybe?
And the episode pretty much ends with the White Wizard showing up and offering to have Mayu become a new Kamen Rider for the series.
Make a contract with me.
What
No,
was
Q, go away.
just
Being
cubing?
Kamen Rider suffer.
Wait, that already happened. It's called Ryuki, you guys.
But that was pretty much the episode. What did you guys think of this episode as a whole?
I liked this episode, definitely, because it definitely sets up, future things, and I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. Are we going to get that female Kamen Rider? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. And, maybe we'll know more of the White Wizard's intentions, or we'll know more about him and stuff. I don't know. It was just an overall interesting episode to me. So, hopefully we'll see.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh, come on, bruh.
What?
Go on.
No, Adrian, it's fine. I'll be last. It's good.
Okay. Well, in this entire episode, throughout the entire series of Wizards so far, I have been, yearning to see Haruto fail for once. I know it sounds so bad, but I really wanted to see him fail, as in, not being able to protect a person and then becoming a phantom, just for, character development, and I was just like, oh, it's gonna happen, and it doesn't, but I get something equally as awesome that thing that I've wanted for like ages, a serious proper female writer, and it feels like I was crushed and brought up at the same time. I don't know. It was really, really interesting, and I really enjoyed that episode a lot. But yeah, I wanted him to fail a bit. I feel like a bad fan. QQ.
Well, no, because that would actually bring up more interesting things, and it would shake things up a bit if he did fail. And it'd be interesting to see, like, you know, how it would be if there was a new Phantom. You know, yeah. So I don't think it's really bad. I mean, I know you don't want Haruto to fail and, like, die and stuff, but I think it's just more for development. I kind of agree with you at the same time, because I think it would have been interesting, but, you know, I think him not failing in a weird way like this brings more development, because then we possibly will get this maybe female writer, I guess.
Yeah.
And I wonder why. I wonder if she would be called like Witch or something.
That was a rumor, like near the beginning of the series. It was said that the series is gonna have 4 writers in it, which at this point is kind of becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Well,
and Witch was rumored to be one of them.
I don't think it's completely right, because remember, like 2 of them were like completely not Beast. Like one of them was like a monk or something like that, and he had a staff, and it didn't come through. It was like it was like completely different, and then the other one was something else I can't remember, but it didn't fit Beast profile. The only thing that actually made sense, like fit Beast, was like the earlier rumors that one of them was going to be called Kamen Rider Dice, and he used dice, and Beast doesn't exactly use dice, but he kind of does.
Dice saber.
Sword, yeah.
His sword,
Dice sword, but his whole motive is not dice, it's just his sword.
No.
Yeah.
So that was like the one thing.
Well, how would that have any relation to Kamen Rider Wizard? Because like, what's dice have to do with like magic and?
With magic.
It's like luck. That's luck. Luck with the roll.
Some people call really, really lucky people like wizards or something. My brother was the exact same way for a while.
I think it's just combination of 2 different things, because if you look at like Blade and stuff, what does animals have to do with card suits? Absolutely nothing. They just combine 2 things together, and that's what pretty much it is. So they're combining magic and like luck or like rings and stuff like that. So it's just like a combination of things. It's not, you know.
So I thought this episode was pretty good, and I enjoyed it. I wasn't here for the last podcast, like you guys were just talking on their own, which that was cool. It was good, but I don't want to just be talking about Beast. I know I do like Beast, but he wasn't that much into it.
Yeah, Beast wasn't. Beast can go to the side for right now.
Yeah. But I can definitely, I think for sure that, I feel like I should confirm that I don't think Phantoms can go back to being humans.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much impossible. Unless they do something really weird with the movie, which I don't think I would be okay with. But,
I like it confirms it can't, and I hope they can't revert back, because that'd be kind of, like, because I'm really, like what Adrian said, I don't want to be like, I like don't want happy things to happen, but I like it kind of that they can't revert back to human, because like I don't know, I like the whole like dark fact that like when like it actually kills the person, like it's like a host, you know, like the person is a host, and like the Phantom, when it's born, the human dies, you know. I kind of like that whole concept in general. So it'd be kind of stupid if it's just like, oh, but you can revert back into your normal self if you really want, you know.
It would take away the emotional impact,
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
like,
about what Adrian said, about Haruto failing. I'm pretty sure, like previous Kamen Rider series, Kamen Riders have failed to save somebody.
That's why I like it. That it like that kind of, oh crap, you fucked up. Now you have to go fix everything, and that's just it gives a very, very darker sense to this series. But I think it's more enjoyable overall, just to see them have a bit more human sides to them, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's big, awesome, yeah, I'm gonna go kick ass, and then it's like, oh wait, no, you are actually a human, you have to, you know, grow as a human.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
You know, like, I really enjoyed this, because it also kind of reminded me of, like, you know, in this one episode of Double, where I think it was the virus dopant, the sick flu one, I get. Yeah. So Shotaro has to, like, it was really kind of, in a way, moving. I didn't, like, tear up or anything. I just thought it was like, wow, it does suck, because, like, that one time.
It's okay to cry with Kamen Rider. It's okay.
Everybody cries a Kamen
Everybody
Rider.
cries.
Okay, continue.
Keep going.
You totally cried.
But
We should keep going.
yeah. The one thing about this episode that I will just yell at everyone because I think it's kind of like the best thing ever about this episode is the like current relationship between Mayu and Misa as a kind of duality system, I feel. Because
Yeah, we talked about this last podcast. Well, the last one.
yeah. For the most part, it seems like they started out as twins, obviously, but now since they've both kind of become what they are now, Mayu being a Kamen Rider, hopefully, and Misa being a Phantom, they have kind of turned into exact opposites of each other, which also kind of goes into like Mayu's supposed Phantom
type, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people are like saying that her Phantom is supposed to be the mythical version of the Echidna, which is supposed to be like the exact opposite, or natural enemy at least, of
the
Gorgon.
Yeah, and then I looked it up, remember, and I found out the Echidna is like a Naga type thing, where it's like the snake body and then the human woman-esque top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Naga, Lamia, you know, Echidna, blah 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 blah. And I think we talked about this before, but it reminded me of the Devil May Cry 4 boss. I know Rad's played Devil May Cry 4. We talked about this. One of the monsters was like a spiky snake thing, and that's what kind of reminded me of it, because of the spikes growing out of Mayu's back, kind of. And it was supposedly going to be an Echidna, and an Echidna, the animal has spikes, and then the mythical creature is a snake spike thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So if Mayu does become a Kamen Rider, and I hope this is what I hope for. Well, it also it's a kind of bad thing. But if Mayu becomes a Kamen Rider, will she have to fight Medusa, or somebody like Haruto or Kyosuke might have to end up like defeating Medusa, and I don't know. Mayu might still have feelings for her sister and be upset.
I feel like that won't really be that much of a problem, because that's what saved her in the first place. She realized the difference between Medusa and Misa, and that kind of knowing of the difference was what gave her the strength to fight back the Phantom. And also, like, at this point, because of the whole duality thing that they have going on, with her being Kamen Rider, Phantom, and everything, with that kind of duality going on, I don't feel like it would be, like, right if anyone else other than Mayu took down Medusa.
Okay.
Exactly, because if we look back in, like, say, like, let's go back to W with Ryu and the Weather Dopant, like, obviously, like, it would have been kind of shitty if Shotaro finished off the Weather Dopant and Ryu got to get his revenge and fight. So, if anything, I think she would get her revenge. And like Rad said, she got out of the despair and prevented herself from being a Phantom. So, and she realized Medusa's not her sister, and that's what saved her. And so, obviously, I think she's gonna, fight and
follow through with it.
Yeah, if she becomes a Kamen Rider, she's gonna fight Medusa for sure. It's setting it up.
Yeah, I really think this is the thing that's going to happen because I've been big fan, long time, watching Stronger right now, love Tackle, and I need more female Kamen Riders because there's not enough.
That's
And
something.
Pop is totally shafted me. Pop is totally shafted me.
That's controversial because Tackle is considered not at the same time. It's a debatable thing with Tackle being. I think someone of the series or something said she wasn't, but the other ones were, and she's just a sidekick because it's not because she's a female in the first one. It's just because how how she is. Because if you look in the Spirits manga, there's a character named I don't know, but he wears a skull motif and he wears a mask, but he's not considered a Kamen Rider. He just helps the other. So I think it's kind of like that with Tackle.
Apparently, that was actually a character in the original Kamen Rider series. He just wasn't.
In the actual show.
Yeah.
He was like an agent or something?
I think so.
The thing is, he wore a costume, but he wasn't considered an actual Kamen Rider. He was just like a kind of like a helper kind of person, and I think that's what they see Tackle as, and then all the other female riders are recognized.
Yeah.
So not proper, that's the thing I have. Want series proper, not movie. Give me actual character depth.
Thing about it that I have noticed is that I brought this up in the episode that got lost yesterday. We're just gonna keep on talking about that. Anyway,
episode.
The one thing that I noticed is that over the past few years, it seems like they've been testing the waters to see if a real from the start maybe really in character in series writer has been could be a really popular and potential thing, because it started back in Decade with the basically second coming of Tackle in the movie. Went to W, where they had the one kind of gag scene with Akiko as double and everything.
Yeah.
Went to O's, where there's Satonaka, who was probably the most badass woman ever. Just kind of more. Jeez.
I don't really remember if it was maybe a net movie or a hyper video, but didn't she become Bertha for a joke or something?
Yeah, she became Bertha for a joke, and she's probably more capable of being Bertha or a Kamen Rider in general than any of the guys in the show, to be honest.
Date does read the manual, so.
It was Goto who read the manuals.
Oh, I mean, sorry, I got them mixed up. Goto reads the manual.
But then it went over to Forze, which had Nanashiko, who was a movie writer specifically, but she did still have a big part of the story and was referenced outside of the movies and everything as the Rocket State Switch. So it feels like up until now they've been testing the waters to see how people would feel about a female writer as a big part of the series, and it's kind of come all the way to this point where it's definitely a thing.
Or maybe.
Well,
I said,
I'm pretty sure it's a thing. If it wasn't a thing, it'd be really stupid.
Yeah, why?
Very shafted.
Well, like I said, I can see why you think that, but at the same time, they just been doing some stuff like that for years.
Well,
in Kamen Rider.
Yeah, I know that they have they've been kind of doing that, but it feels like they've been making more of a stride to make it part of the series.
Honestly, I think the net movies are a little overshooting it, but I think the Nadeshiko part is makes more sense because, I mean, the net movies, not everyone sees the net movies and stuff like that, and also. Yeah. There have actually been writer females in some of the shows, but I mean they don't last long, or they're just temporary. But it has happened before. If you haven't watched 555 Fives, whatever you want to call it, Delta, the first user of Delta was a female, and let's see what else. Ixa had Megumi and I forgot what her name was. Megumi's mom. I can't remember. They both
I've
used the exit driver at least once. And the other thing was Hibiki, Shuki was actually in the show. Yeah. And that was her own main suit rider and stuff like that. And I mean, she lasted a couple episodes, but still, I mean. So, I mean, they had a female rider kind of in series like that. And it's hard to say that, like, the current, era of Kamen Rider, like Double, O's, and Forze have been bringing that up to it, really. I think maybe more of Forze, if anything, has been trying to, like, test the waters. Because I think O's having the net movies a little overshooting it, because, I mean, they kind of...
it's more of a small, like, joke, not really something that's, like, fully fleshed out, like, one of the actual movies, like, DK's movie and Forze's movie.
Yeah, same thing with Double with Akiko. That's obviously clearly like a joke because it's a dream and stuff like that. So, but I can totally understand where you're going with Forze and Nadeshiko because, like, she was referenced actually in the show and she does come back for another movie. So, I think you have something going on with that. So, yeah, that's my opinion on the whole female rider thing and stuff. And actually, I would love to see a female rider. And, like, a secondary, whatever, female writer that actually lives and is a big part of the show, so this might be cool. Like I told you before, I just really hope she's likable and not just, like, kind of a brat the whole time.
I feel like it's going to be just fine because like I said yesterday, we already kind of know her character and everything. We know that she's, like, pretty nice and just kind of...
Well, like I said before, also... with the fact that, the revelation that her parents had been killed by her sister, because she didn't know that before, she just thought her parents were missing. So, like, the actual revelation that her parents, like, were killed by Medusa might have gotten her mood, like, cold. Possibly. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's a possibility that her mood and her attitude might change a little bit. Like, going back to W again, like, Ryu was probably completely, like, not as cold and stuff like that, and then when his family died and he saw it, he, like, completely shut down his mood and stuff like that, and then he eventually had to warm up again, so it might be one of those. I'm not saying it is, but we'll see.
But I hope Mayu doesn't become an Axel. Like, maybe, like, as a badass, but not...
I don't want, like, another of those, like, I'm really, like, a douche, but then later he warms up. Like, I just want... like, to have them get along somewhat at the beginning, or, like, understand each other and not having to, like, fight each other. With Beast, it's different. He's just an idiot. Like, he's just funny, and, that really wasn't a big deal. It was just, like, Beast being a dope.
That might have come off, like, well, I wouldn't even consider that, but there's, like, some kind of tone of that in the first time Beast shows up in episode 17 or 18. And... But he doesn't. He's not. He's a really nice guy, funny, dumb at times, but he's good.
But it happens so quickly too. It wasn't like, for this, like, it wasn't like Ryusei, where like this amount of episodes he was just kind of like really cold and whatever. And like Beast, it's just like, oh, like, we got that out of the way, we're cool now. I mean, I'm just like, you're my rival still, but blah 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 blah,
Yeah, he's still buddy with Haruto.
Yeah, bitty.
Well, yeah, with Beast, it's always, they're always the lancers to the main writers. It's always the complete opposite, because Haruto is this calm, cool, relaxed kind of guy, and then Beast is this goober of a guy who is just, just a great, guy to be around, and this goofy, funny, hilarious-looking fellow, and, Haruto still is kind of calm, cool, relaxed, and such, and I think, if we have another writer, it could add another element that we do not have, like, even if she is kind of a dickbag after this, it's, it would A, fit her character development, and B, show that some character development needs to happen to get her to over this hump of realizing that not only is her, entire family dead. That's a big thing. Her entire
Yeah,
and it's if she's
family dead too.
Yeah, that happened.
Nobody gets to have a live family in Kamen Rider.
Wait, Kosuke has a grandma.
Most of the Rider's family's like dead.
Grandma Kosuke was great.
But
In order to be a writer, your parents have to be dead or missing or just never shown ever.
like your real parents. See, like Kosuke, it gets a free pass because it's his grandmother, and same thing happened with Kendo. It's his grandmother. He gets a free pass. But,
I forgot about that.
Her mother's dead though.
No, she's alive.
Is she alive? I thought her.
She's totally alive. They were going to actually, like near the end of the series, he was going to send his sister to go stay with his grandmother. At some point. They just kind of never really talk about it much.
Gen's grandpa too is alive.
Oh yeah, that's also a thing. Grandparents can be alive, but parents can't be alive.
No.
That's just the rule of Kamen Rider.
Even for Kagami, like, anyway, continue.
Yeah, his dad's alive. His dad's alive.
But,
kind of do.
Like, basically, it ends with the whole contract being made, and hopefully we're gonna be seeing a really awesome female writer really soon.
Oh yeah.
We probably won't see her for a few days because next episode, Beast gets his hyper.
Hell to the Yaz! Oh man.
Boy, that's gonna be good.
Eric is just like salivating right now. He's just
Come on, he's gonna be like a Wild West gunman, the total like embodiment of a it's a Sphinx.
Eric is just drooling at the thought right now. Look at him.
Come on. I'm just saying it's gonna be like a Sphinx, and it's gonna look really cool. I like Egyptian lore.
Okay, Eric, let's save this for next podcast.
No. It's all good. Let's go. Continue.
Okay, now that we've got Eric's beast boner out of the way, we can move on to the news. The first one up is
I think
Adrian should be taking this.
Apparently this old mecha anime, Pat Labor, is coming into a live-action adaptation, and it's a mobile police one, and it seems to be looking really, really cool. It's set futuristically in the past, which I don't understand, but
it's the same kind of thing where in a few years we're gonna be like in the same age that Back to the Future was in, like in 2015. We're gonna be like in the same year that all the future shit is supposed to be from Back to the Future.
Because it's totally gonna happen, yeah.
It's totally gonna happen.
We're gonna get hoverboards, and we're all gonna look like we dressed like in the 80s. It's gonna happen, you guys. We're bringing the 80s back.
yeah, but it's set in like 1998 to 2002, and there's a bunch of robots called laborers and heavy construction work, and the police has its own fleet of it, and it focuses on this one character called Noah Izumi and a few members of the Metropolitan Police Squad, and it's supposed to be really, really good. It has director Mamoru Oishi and writer Kazunori Ito and a bunch of mecha designers, and it's supposed originally the director declined to comment the rumor on the entire thing, so far it's not been announced that the product is going to be an actual live-action TV series or a film, but it's happening, and it's supposed to come out in 2014, which it's really cool, and I really hope I've never heard of this entire thing, but it sounds really cool. I really like mecha, and something new, something old, obviously, but it's coming back into something new, and hopefully I can, after this, I can go and look up more of this stuff and figure out and watch the old stuff and see where that happens, because this sounds interesting.
A lot of, things have gone remakes, and they've come out great, like Space Share Gavin.
Yeah, that was great. And Kamen Rider Next, that was great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know. I didn't like Kamen Rider Next. And the first. Those were awful, in my opinion.
Well,
I mean, I liked the suits. The suits were beautiful. But the story was so bad. Oh my god. The story.
I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, it's always good to have more tokusatsu mecha shows, we don't nearly have enough of them, so we really need more.
More mech. Needs more flying robots in space.
Needs all the flying robots.
Yeah, and then remember, I think last week we talked about Siege Editor also.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
all
another
these robot thing.
Yes. Yes. I'm really excited for this. Sounds really great.
Yeah.
I think I might check it out too because I like mecha as well. So hopefully it might be interesting to definitely look at. And it's funny because the show aired in 1988 to 1994, and that's why it's being like the past future with the 1998 to 2002 kind of thing. So that's
Yeah.
I think you're up.
Bit of news, and I won't mess this up this time. Jeez.
I'm so sad.
The first kind of on-set video of the remake of Godzilla that's supposed to come out in 2014 got posted on YouTube, and it showed a few of the cast that are going to be part of the project. There is Aaron Taylor Johnson, who was part of Kick-Ass, the movie, I suppose.
Oh, cool.
Elizabeth Olsen, who was in Martha Mary May Mullane and Old Boy.
Oh man, Old Boy.
Bryan Cranston, who was in Breaking Bad, Argo, and Malcolm in the Middle. Janetta Bonocci, I think that's how you pronounce it, who was in The English Patient, Chocolate Without an E, and Cosmopolis, yeah. David, I'm not going to pronounce that last name, who was...
Come on, just do
David,
it.
I'm not going to pronounce his last name. Cool.
David, I like that actor. David, I'm not going to pronounce his last name.
Yeah, he's the best actor. But actually, his last name is something like Starathian, I think. I don't know, really, but he was in Lincoln, The Bourne Ultimatum, and Good Night and Good Luck. And lastly, there was Ken Watanabe. I did it right this time. You jerk.
Oh my god, I wish... Okay, go on.
Shut up. I butchered it last time.
It's just...
I'm not
You
gonna do
butchered
it
it
anymore.
so bad.
You made it. You made it,
But
okay?
I did it so
beforehand.
good. They were in
Good job.
The Last Samurai, Letters to Iwo Jima and Iwo Jima, sorry, and Memoirs of a Geisha. It's being directed by Gareth Edwards, who also directed Monsters, and that's pretty much all there really is as far as the news of this movie goes.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. I like the Godzilla movies, but... So, this is all we've heard. We only heard of, like, the actors and the director, right?
Yeah.
So, do we know what Godzilla is actually going to look like?
There's
No.
a link to... actually, we do.
Oh.
In the link to the news article, there is a picture of what Godzilla is supposed to look like.
No, that is actually... Someone confirmed it. That's actually fan art.
Oh,
That's
No, this is not...
the look.
that's so
I do
shit,
not-
because that looks
Okay.
really good.
I
Yeah,
do not
This
want
never is that cool.
Godzilla
It
from...
looks cool, but the problem is I've been talking to like a bunch of like old Godzilla fans and stuff, and they think the design is way too spiky.
It's a little too spiky,
And
but
it's a little,
still,
they think it's a little too overdone with the spikes. I mean, look at his arms. They even have spikes, and Godzilla never has like those protruding porcupine spikes off his arms. I kind of have to agree. Like, I think it's cool, but tone down the spikes a little bit.
just a little bit, maybe. But like,
It does
we
look cool.
still don't know what he looks like, unfortunately.
Okay. I just... they can do a CGI, like, original version of Godzilla. Like, that Godzilla, I thought it looked pretty okay. I just don't want it to look like the Godzilla from the that was released in 2000. Like,
Yeah.
that. I do not want to look like a giant dinosaur.
It's 1998, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
sorry.
people call it Geno because Godzilla in name only. That's the nickname they call it. But I actually liked the design of the American Godzilla, but it definitely didn't feel like Godzilla to me, if that makes any sense. I just liked it as its own monster, like the look of it. I mean, the movie wasn't that good, we all know that, but like design-wise, I thought the monster was kind of cool.
It was just
That's
a kind
my
of
opinion.
really big, dumb Tyrannosaurus Rex that also...
Yeah.
Actually, no, it didn't even breathe fire to be... That sucks. But,
Yeah.
like,
It just
think
it just kept destroying stuff. That's it.
yeah,
And
it's just the T-Rex for the most part.
Godzilla
Yeah.
can do way more than that thing.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
It
definitely.
could breathe fire, just take out probably like half a city in just one swing of its tail. Like,
It doesn't breathe fire, it's atomic breath.
oh well.
Yeah.
Well, isn't like is it atomic or radioactive?
No, it's atomic, like radio.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The only one that breathes fire was like the Hanna-Barbera cartoon Godzilla. If you ever saw that with Godzuki, yeah, that was the only time where he actually like breathes fire.
Well, I
That's-
mean, like, I know that it wasn't fire, but it was
It's
something
atomic
that came
breath.
out of his mouth and made things explode. It's close enough to fire for me.
No, because radiation is different from fire, you guys.
But
Or
it doesn't still
rad.
provide energy and heat.
Pretty much.
And also
much.
deadly poison.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
fire-
Yeah.
and you find
Yeah.
this itself a plasma, so sorta.
Kinda.
Yeah. Well, it's atomic radioactive breath, whatever. But yeah.
Point is,
Point
the
being,
American
Godzilla's cool.
London.
Yeah, and Godzilla, yeah. So hopefully it's better than the 1998 Godzilla. I did like that design of it, but I hope it does not go with the same design. I'm looking for a more Godzilla, like traditional Godzilla design with the, regular head
Yeah.
and the back spikes and stuff like that. So hopefully it looks like that, in my opinion, at least. Oh, speaking of no one knows what it looks like, apparently last year in Comic-Con they did show a teaser, but no one was allowed to record it and no
Oh.
one was able to put it up ever.
Huh.
But they did show a teaser and people were describing it, but no one knows what it looks like visually unless you've actually been to the Godzilla Comic-Con panel last year and saw
Yeah.
the teaser itself. But it looked like apparently there's going to be 2 kaiju. One of them looked like an insect kind of thing, they said. And I'm not sure what the Godzilla looks like. I forgot how they described him. But so we pretty much don't know.
Yeah. But
Some
I
people
kind
have
of
seen it.
trust Legendary Pictures to make a good movie out of it.
I mean, they're
Good.
missing Pacific Rim, and that's another big monster movie. So hopefully,
Pacific Rim.
I'm waiting for that too. Okay,
All right.
so it's my turn now, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
Is it? Yeah. Okay, so in the toy department, I know that recently this year the Kamen Rider Double Driver, the complete selection, toy line came out, and so that was really cool. And so now, since that apparently sold really well, they are releasing Kamen Rider Double Lost Driver and the Excel Driver in the complete selection line. And there's really not much information about these, but the prototypes were shown during the C3 Hobby Show, and it's going to be similar to the Double Driver with the belts, and they're going to be they're going to be released in the Bandai Premium Store as an exclusive.
Yeah.
There's no pricing info and no specific date where they're going to be released. It's just right now they're just showing it off at the show and prototypes of it, but it looks really cool though. It looks like the Lost Driver is going to come with the skull Gaia memory, and there is speculation that it might come with the Eternal one, but that's just speculation, so we don't know if it's going to happen or not. I think it would be pretty cool if it came with the skull, Eternal, and then the Joker T2 memory.
Yeah.
It'd definitely be something to look forward to if it did have multiple Lost Driver compatible Gaia memories for it.
I definitely think so. Like I said, Joker. There's been technically four cases of Lost Drivers being used with Skull, Joker, Eternal, obviously, and then in the novel that came out,
Cyclone.
Yeah.
But that's I feel like it's really exciting that they're releasing more complete series drivers and everything, because I always felt like they were very neat to, if nothing else, watch demonstrations of how they work, because they are more often than not a lot more complex and have a lot more programming in them than the normal ones. So I'm wondering exactly how they would really pull that off.
I have to check that out because I want to see how different it is from the regular ones, because I have the regular double driver with the 6 memories. I got the the one where they re-released it, and I kind of want to see what more things it has as function wise. I'm kind of okay with just having like the regular kid's toy belt. Well, it's expensive regardless where you look at it, but I kind of just want to see. I'm fine with the kids one. I mean, it looks like the part and it does the sounds like perfect and stuff. And I can, like, the 12-year-old boy waist of mine can totally fit the belt, so it doesn't matter for me.
The biggest examples of how it differs from the original and normal ones that you can find in like any old kind of Kamen Rider holding toy stores and whatnot, is, like, the biggest example of it is the Den-O belts. If you look up the Den-O Complete Selection Belt and compare it to the normal DX version, well, it's not even a DX, it was a Legendary Heroes one. But if you... Legends.
Really?
Yeah, at that point they still weren't releasing DX versions, I'm pretty sure. It was still Legendary Heroes.
Yeah, didn't the DX start with Decade?
I think it started
like
with...
Sayera?
I think it started with Kiva, actually.
Oh, okay.
Really?
So it wasn't
I'm not
like
totally sure though.
Well, if they're comparing it to the Legendary Heroes line, that is completely different.
Yeah.
Because you compare it to the actual DX line to see the differences, because though the DX belts are actually like really, they have a lot more sounds and stuff like that, the Legendary belts I hear is like crap pretty much compared.
A lot of them are kind of not great.
So, I mean, you gotta really compare it to the DX belts and to see, like, if it's worth it or not, in my opinion, because the Legendary ones are not that great.
Yeah. But it's just a really interesting thing. You should, like, everyone should look up, like, the Den-O belts and all the functions it has, because it's honestly pretty cool.
I would get the Den-O.
Ridiculous amount of stuff there.
I know, but super expensive. Any Kabuto, Den-O, and a lot of the older belts are really expensive for DX line. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, the complete one of the belts that my brother was looking for is over $2,000, and I'm just like, that is too much.
Yeah,
no, if you look at the Fies one, that's like 500 plus. Yeah, that one's the Fies. Yeah.
The Fies one is ridiculous because it has like all the pieces for the Fies set.
Well, also that is because it comes with the smart, like a replica of the Smart Brain case.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why it's probably more expensive, and it comes in a lot nicer case. But yeah. All right, so next news, I think it's Eric and more Beast news.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, most certainly. So even though the upcoming episode with Mirage Beast hasn't come out yet, the Bandai Time Machine Nations has decided to post an official image of the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Beast Hyper. So, Hyper?
Yeah.
It's not.
Nope. It's
Mirage. What was Mirage then?
Is the Mirage gun.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the form is Beast Hyper, and the weapon is the Mirage gun.
Yeah, Mirage Magnum actually, like to get it completely right.
Mirage Magnum, yes. I think it looks great. It really it seems pretty accurate to photos we've seen from like, I don't know, magazines and actual images. So now this is kind of like troubling me because I want to get the normal SH Figuarts of Beast with his mantles, but then there's his hyper form and
hyper form looks really pretty.
High performance, lovely tassels.
His Hyperform's okay. I don't really like the blue and the yellows, but it makes sense because it reminds me of the Pharaoh headdress, like we talked about. But okay,
I think
we should not talk about Hyper Beast until it actually comes out. We're totally surprised.
I just think that also blue and yellow, I think they're favoring colors, kind of like red and green. They work well together.
Yeah.
I think they do, but I don't know. It's just like okay, it looks okay on him, but it looked really bad on Meteor Storm.
Yeah,
that's
everyone goes back to Meteor Storm.
Oh my god, that was so awful in my opinion. His look.
Looks like Pikachu though.
Yeah.
Pikachu. Beast does not look like a Pikachu.
No, it just
he looks
like really quick talking. It just like the whole point of Meteor was like it was asymmetrical, his design, and blue and black looks so good, especially if he had like the star pattern on. Then like they changed it, and like obviously black makes sense because black is like the universe, right? And the little dots are like the stars. And then when they like changed it and then made it into that like his whole suit blue with the dots on it, it's just like it looks so bad, and I don't know.
What was that trying to exactly represent? Like it had like 2 yellow spikes and then the 2 yellow shuttle guards.
Well,
what was that?
Like because there is a single
storm?
meteor.
Yeah, a Meteor Storm. It was based off the name of Coast, but like the thing is that it just didn't look great.
Yeah, because the whole point of Meteor Storm, like the reason why he had like 2 of those spiky things was because it's a Meteor Storm, and that's more than one meteor. And then like his single one was just a meteor, so that's why it's asymmetrical, so it looks like a comet. So yeah, that explains that. But still, awful.
Not my favorite design, but yeah.
The thing about this one though is that I feel like it's a much better like representation of blue and yellow working together because it's not straight blue and yellow. The thing with Meteor Storm is that it used very light, bright blue and then just used straight up yellow, which didn't really work well to complement each other. But with Beast Hyperform, he has his normal
gold,
which looks
gold.
great always, but it also has a very shiny, deeper royal blue with some accents of red for the lion's mouth and the eyes.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, save this for when he comes out.
Yeah, but he's right in front of us. We might as well talk about it a little bit.
So is the blue, does Cobalt count as a blue color?
Yeah.
So I guess maybe like a Cobalt color?
Yeah, just a little bit. Kind of like royal blue, just a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
It's lovely. I don't really. Yeah, it's just pretty right now, and we are going to be seeing more.
Looking forward to it. I'm gonna have to buy a lot of Beast stuff. That's all I can say. And
you go buy it. I'll just look at it from afar because I can't. Because I'm poor. Go.
What is this thing has to cost money?
I don't know, because people suck. I don't know.
I want Wizard first before anything, and like I might just pass on Beast for now because I kind of want Meteor because I still have to I have a bunch of figure arts too, and I still haven't gotten like any secondary riders for anything, so I kind of want Excel, Birth, and Meteor before I get Beast because I kind of like him more, like design-wise a little bit more than Beast, but I mean eventually he'll be on my list.
Yeah, I love it. I live up here in Canada, and I have to import stuff if I want to get anything, cool. And this awesome SH Figure Arts figure, yeah. But there is this one store when I went to Vancouver for like a vacation, and it sold like a bunch of SH Figure Arts. Like I saw Forza's double rocket states and Meteor and Axel's booster states. Oh, not booster states, booster form. Like it was really cool. But I didn't have any money at the time, so I couldn't get anything.
I'll if I ever somehow get over to Vancouver, I'll have to
check it out. Go get them.
Yeah.
Touch all the things.
It's actually pretty cheap, like $40.
Oh,
that is really cheap.
$40 for what?
For the different, like the most of the SH Figure Arts forms, figures were like $40.
Oh yeah, that's where they're like at my place too. I actually have one right by my house. They sell figure arts, For like,
Wow.
they go around 35 to like, they go to 30 to 45 around that range.
Lucky, jeez.
And then there's one other place called Anime Jungle, and they sell a lot of some of the Tamashii Web exclusives there in the store, belts and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh man.
Hi. Unlucky. We are all unlucky except for you, okay?
I'm sorry. Actually, I prefer to buy mine online because I know places where even with shipping it's a little bit cheaper because Anime Jungle, like the place I was talking about, they kind of overprice on some of the exclusives in my opinion, or like I guess they're just I don't know. It's a little bit expensive, and some of the certain figure arts are kind of more expensive.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of like wraps up just about everything that we really needed to talk about.
Yeah.
I feel like this was a pretty good episode. I'm glad that all of you came to talk and whatnot.
Well, I'm supposed to come every weekend, or you'll fire. So it's like putting a shotgun to my head. So.
Well, you're already fired. It happened like 5 episodes ago.
So many times. That's right.
But
anyways, good podcast.
Good podcast.
Yep.
Thank you, Eric and Adrian for showing
it's fun.
up.
Thank you.
But
Thank you
with
for
that, we can put out our little plugs and everything. I'm radicalapologist at tumblr.com. I do art and also have a podcast, of course. But I also do streams every week on Fridays and Saturdays. On Fridays, I'm streaming Hajime no Ippo, which is boxing animes and whatnot.
Yeah.
And Saturdays I stream Kamen Rider for everybody. Oh, and also we're watching Kyoryuger, which has been pretty good. So,
Zach, I would like to say that new drawing of a Kamen Rider treble that looked really cool.
yeah. Thank you very much.
Alright, and my Tumblr is obviously I Don't Want to Die. No one ever, whenever they see the Tumblr name, they don't get it unless they read it out loud, unless they pronounce it.
It's a little bit corrupted in the way that it's spelled. So
It's supposed to be how like the Romanji saying of I don't want to die in Japanese. Anyways, so I just post a bunch of Kamen Rider and a lot of Evangelion. I really love Evangelion. And Pokemon and stuff like that. But yeah, and then I post kaiju stuff too. Anyways, so my Tumblr is just a multi-fandom, sometimes Homestuck too. I sometimes do streams, but mine, it's not like Rad's where he plans them out. It's very erratic. So if you ever follow me, check that out sometimes. And I mod the Henshin Fever page if you want to go. That's a good place to go if you want to watch Kamen Rider. We have most of all the episodes, I believe, of at least Heisei, and then whatever is subbed out in Showa. So yeah, check that out.
how about you, Eric?
Oh, and I'm Eric. Also, I go by Nippon Ichiro. And I don't really go on my Tumblr that much, but it's Dad Nippon Hero. Like, Dat Nippon Hero. And I don't post that much. I've been trying to, but I usually just post stuff that's like really relevant to me and what I like. But yeah.
That's what everybody does. It's totally
Yeah, you don't mind.
I just don't post that much.
Post for something specific? I didn't know that. Am I supposed to entertain people?
No.
Yeah,
I guess
I'm a boring ass motherfucker. What do I do?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm just everyone's monkey. Just gotta, Tumblr for people.
My YouTube is Nippon Ichiro, and that's where I usually do stuff. I'm near the end of my Kamen Rider Double Derp episode script, episode 1, the 2 detectives wearing the same pants. And that's almost done, so I can start finding voice actors and start editing that. This week, I've been trying to do a Joker fan dub, but I still can't find a voice actor for the Heat Dokkan. And
I'm
that kinda
working on
sucks.
it.
No.
I just been busy. I'll try to do it this weekend for you if you can't find anyone or something. I'll just do it this weekend. Yeah.
All right. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And
yeah, well, I said mine earlier. Mine is Joseph Joestar is a G-DILF. not so much into Kamen Rider anymore as in posting. I'm still hugely into it as a person, but I'm mostly focusing right now on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, a series that is probably older than the majority of us here, and it's like the best thing in the world right now to me, so I'm posting a lot of that, but I still do post a lot of Kamen Rider when I have the time. I also post a lot of fan art that others have drawn, sourced of course, and I have drawn myself. I am an artist. Commission me, I am poor. Commission me in rad, please.
Commission us both. We'll give you nice fan arts and stuff.
I'll tell your home. Just give me money.
But with that, we pretty much end this podcast. Thank you all for listening, and I hope that you tune in next time.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Goodbye.